G'day, it's George here. In this video, I want to talk about the 5 core elements of an effective business improvement initiative. And it includes things outside of business improvement, but it makes the connection between what happens in the business and what you're doing with business improvement. Because it's important to recognize that business improvement shouldn't be a means to an end on its own. It should be part of the way that you execute your business plan. Now, the way that we see it is there are 2 systems that integrate or work together, and there are 5 elements within these 2 systems. The front end part of it is what a lot of organizations already have. They do it with varying levels of or degrees of success, and the back end side of it is where the business improvement creeps into play, and that part of it is useless without this piece here. Now, let me run through each of these one at a time. The front end of this whole thing is where you have a business plan, you have a mechanism for tracking, reporting, and monitoring the performance of the organization against specific metrics that relate to that business plan. And on top of that, there is a frequent discussion with the leadership team about that performance. When that part of it is done well, you end up in a situation where you have managers who are very focused on performance, but they're also aware of where the gaps exist in that performance. And it's this gap awareness that kind of leads into the business improvement side of it. Now, this front end piece we would refer to as the management operating system. There are different names that float around for this type of thing, but as I said, a lot of companies already have this type of stuff in place, and they do it with varying levels of degrees of success. Now, business improvement kind of comes after that, and this piece on its own is useless. It needs to have this front end part. It begins with having a pipeline of improvement themes. Now, the reason I talk about improvement themes rather than projects is the pipeline should be a very clear understanding of what it is that if we affected it, it would add value to the organization. And that would come from a decent understanding of the value stream itself, mapping the value stream, analyzing it, and also understanding the drivers of revenue and cost in the organization. Because anything that you affect or fix or change that impacts those drivers is going to have an impact on the business and ultimately your ability to deliver the business plan. So the pipeline side of it and understanding these improvement themes, as I said, the contributing tools are value stream mapping and driver analysis type of scenarios. Now, the second part in the business improvement area, or the fourth part in the overall piece, is where you execute and deliver projects ultimately to generate results. And it's this work that is closing these gaps that the line managers are actually interested in. It's where you get the results that are connected to the business plan. The last part of the back-end system is where you track and monitor and report. It's this reporting function within the business improvement area. Now, all of that there, if we kind of bundle it together, we would call that the business improvement operating system. What it doesn't reflect in that system is training and that type of thing. It's just basically the sequence of things, understanding what it is you need to improve, executing projects around that and delivering results, and then tracking, monitoring, and reporting the results of that. Now, those 2 things, like I said, that part of it here, the business improvement operating system, isn't a means to an end on its own. That should be utilized to help you effectively deliver a business plan and execute the plans that you have in the organization. So that's it for this video. In the next video, what I'm going to talk about is how we kind of integrate coaching into the program or into the system so that it adds value at this result area. So I'll see you in the next video.